Yo, what's up guys? It's Hollow Hunts here, and today I am gonna be talking about my first experience doing shrooms. And before we start the video, whoever's smoking to this video, light up right now, light your joint, blunt, bowl, take fat bong rip, whatever. Just fucking smoke and chill. Just vibe with me, you know? Today I have a strain called Gushers, and this strain has very pretty purple, green, and the trichomes look very beautiful on them. But let's get it. Let's get it. So the story begins at I was at my friend John's house, and this was like 2 weeks prior to my birthday. And my friend John, his dad came back, and he was like, "Yo, happy early birthday!" And he tossed me the sack that was just vacuum sealed but see-through, and I just looked down in it closely, and dude, there's just shrooms there, and I was just like hyped as fuck. I was like, "What? Shrooms?" Because prior from this, I've never done shrooms. I've never done acid. I've never done a psychedelic. So, I was also nervous at the same time excited. But I was just thinking, yo, John, you trying to take these shrooms with me? But he was like, oh, nah, I can't. So later on that night, because like the whole day went completely normal when I was at John's, like us just smoking and chilling like the usual. But I went back home later that night, and me and my one of my brothers, uh, he has experience doing acid, but I've never done like any psychedelics, like I said. So he thought he could like be my mentor and shit, but like you guys will learn that that wasn't a good idea. But he thought he could be my mentor and everything, so we split this quarter into eighths each. We just tried to eyeball it as much as we could, but I was nervous about taking them because I was at my house. Because when you want to do shrooms, you want to be at some place that makes you feel comfortable, and like quite frankly, my house don't make me feel comfortable if I'm tripping on shrooms, considering like my mom and grandparents, they're like those like really good Christian people that has never done shrooms in their life or like any fucking drugs. Like might call the cops on me if they knew I was tripping on shrooms. But I was like just debating in my head, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. It's towards nighttime. They'll hopefully be asleep sometime soon. So I just took it a whole eighth. Also, when you do shrooms for your first time, take a large amount or a small amount. Don't do anywhere in the middle. I forgot the reason why, but I've just heard that plenty of times from a lot of people, and that's from what I've heard the best way to do it. You can go all out or just a little bit. Don't do anything in the middle. Apparently, you'll have a bad trip, or I think the trip might just be plain or some shit. I'm not quite sure. I didn't do too much research at all, like barely any. But I was like, fuck it. You know what? Let's take these shrooms, and we took them down the hatch, and we put Cheek and Chong on. And, uh, dude, the colors on that, oh my gosh, I could tell when I started tripping because like the walls and everything started moving, the colors, like everything just looked so much more vibrant. But this is the one mistake I made, because before I took the shrooms, I was also like a little sad and shit. Like I was just feeling down and all that, and I thought like, oh, these shrooms, they'll be fine. I'll have fun time if I take them. Well, shrooms, they're not like acid, because like I know I know a lot of stuff about acid because of my brother, but shrooms aren't like acid. Acid is more of a giggly and like visual high, and I think it lasts much longer. Shrooms, it's you get visuals. It just more depends on how much you take, but shrooms fuck with you mentally. Like it'll increase your emotions a lot, and I don't know what the fuck my cat did over there, but uh, it just increases your emotions a lot. So like if you're sad, it will make you feel miserable. And dude, it made me feel miserable because like when I started tripping hard, uh, I like started panicking. I just wanted to stop tripping. I tried to fall asleep. Everything. My brother, he tried to be my mentor, but he couldn't because this was his first time doing shrooms, and like he was doing pretty well, but like I made him have a bad trip because like he started thinking like, oh fuck, I really fucked up. Like I thought I could be his mentor and everything, but uh I eventually like had to throw up. So I finally went out of my room because this whole time I was in my room with my brother, and just I started panicking even more because when you're on shrooms, your pupils get fucking huge, like humongous. And my mom and grandparents are here, so I was thinking like, oh fuck, what if they catch me on shrooms? Oh, they're gonna fucking like do something. They'll be so fucking pissed or might kick me out or some shit. And I was walking throughout the house just like thinking like, oh, what the fuck? And I was like tripping balls. And I remember seeing my cat. Dude, cats, when you're tripping on shrooms, their fur is like, it's like, it's like nothing you've ever touched. It feels so amazing and so comfortable. Like, I wanted to lay on my cat, but I knew if I did, I'd kill her. But I was like, oh my gosh, Misty, your fur. And like my grandpa looked towards me and was thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like probably thinking that like he don't cuss or anything besides saying damn, but like that ain't really a fucking cuss word. But he was like probably just thinking like, what the fuck did why the fuck is my grandson doing that? Some shit like that. But like I just like quickly went into the bathroom after that because I got sidetracked for like a hot minute because of my cat. But I finally like had to throw up because I was also sitting on the ground just like waiting to throw up because I knew I was going to throw up. But when I was throwing up, that was like probably the most enjoyable part of the trip because for some reason I could really focus on like the walls and like the toilet, the fucking toilet. Like there were just patterns everywhere. I could focus more even though I was throwing up, but like it just felt enjoyable. Like when I was staring at shit, I was like really enjoying like just tripping. But then the panic started coming in when I had to go out of the bathroom and walk past my grandpa and then go past the living room with my mom and grandma, and they're like, it was stressful as fuck. Like, dude, another thing you'll find out when you're on shrooms, things feel so much stressful. Like, oh my gosh, you could try like later on this night. Like, I'll get to it. But when I went back into the room, me and my brother were like, okay, let's go outside. Let's go somewhere that you feel comfortable at because I felt comfortable in this like little shed area that we have, like this shed that has like a bunch of tools and shit in it. And when we went in there, my brother, he actually had to go out because like for some reason I also felt the same way he did, but it almost sort of felt like Among Us in real life because like he felt, to him, he told me like he felt like he wanted to harm me, but he wasn't sure if I was going to harm him. And it felt the same way for me. I felt like I could harm him or he was going to harm me because there was like a bunch of like sharp objects and like all that shit, like blunt objects that are all around in the shed. And he had to go out of the shed, but he finally left. And I remember I had some cigs on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to smoke me a fucking cancer stick. And I yanked one out, and I remember I was sitting there like 2 minutes to 5 minutes, like just trying to figure out how do I smoke a cigarette? How do I light it? Like my brain was not processing how to do any of that. I just felt so dumb at the time. And I finally eventually lit it up and just chilled out there, listened to music. And I remember I went back inside, and me and my brother, we were just like discussing about our trips because like he started having a bad trip inside by himself, I guess, when I was in the garage because like I kind of set him in a bad trip when like he kind of like felt like he fucked up, and like he just felt so bad for me, and that's what made him have a bad trip. And we were just discussing this because a lot of time passes when you're on shrooms, but also not, if that makes sense. It's really hard to explain because sometimes time can feel like it just speeds by, like certain moments, but then also sometimes it feels like you're just tripping forever, and like it's just lasting for like such a long time. Like when I was panicking, that's when it felt like it was lasting forever and just would not go. But I hope this story like kind of like taught you guys, as in like when you do shrooms, like go somewhere safe, as in like out in the woods or some shit, and bring like some buddies, because you also don't want to be alone. You want to have fun, but bring people you trust very well, like very very well. And then like also make sure you're in a positive mindset. Don't be in a sad mindset before you do shrooms. You got to be in a positive, happy mindset. And yeah, I just thought this would be like pretty like dope story to tell y'all. Well, I'll probably just wrap it up here. Don't really know what much to say at the end of these videos. Never really do. Besides, like, I don't know, smack your fucking bowl if you haven't yet. Take a fucking bong rip. Light up that fucking blunt. Come on. Do it. Alright. I'll see you guys in the next video. Just keep an eye out. Hopefully you guys will sub and like, and yeah. See you guys later. Peace.